Since I've been making my Warcraft stories videos, I've been getting quite a few emails from people asking me about different video games. And I've got an email from the guy named Vejamo, who says, he asked me to make a video explaining why Diablo 2 is the best game in the world, and that it's better than World of Warcraft. Now, the reason that Diablo 2 is the best game in the world is because that he can asked me to make this video, and he doesn't have to ask me if I also agree that it's the best game in the world. He just knows that. That's how good the game is, that he just assumes that since I played it, I know it's the best game in the world. And it is. He's absolutely right. That's how good the game can be sometimes. Like, the only game that I would say that is comparable to it, quality-wise, would be Tribes 2. But that's a first-person shooter game. This is a role-playing game. They're not even in competition with each other. There's two different types of games, so... And like I said in one of my earlier videos, Tribes 2 is what I named myself after. The T2 and T2 Darlanton stands for Tribes 2. And I had another guy email me about Tribes 2. But anyway, why is Diablo 2 the best role-playing game? Several reasons. And I'll try to tell you why it's different than World of Warcraft. And let's see, World of Warcraft does have advantages over it, but it's kind of one of those games that's like, it's a pain in the ass. You spend a lot of time doing stuff that doesn't really accomplish much. Like, you can spend 5 minutes just running to your dead body because you got killed way far away from the graveyard or something in Warcraft. It's just annoying, but it's addictive, so you keep playing it. Diablo's addictive, but it's always fucking fun, no matter where you are or what you're doing. And there's different things you can do in the game that, and if you got different kinds of things that you like, you're just going to do different things. Like, if you like to gamble, there's a place in the game where you can gamble. You can go around killing things and getting lots of gold, spending your gold on this guy and try to gamble for rare items. Actually, every time you kill something, you're gambling. You're trying to get a certain item or just hoping to get an item. Now, in World of Warcraft, everything you kill has a certain list of items that it could possibly drop. Well, in Diablo, it's kind of the same thing, but it's like based on level, item level. Once you kill like a level 40 monster, anything that's like an item level 40 or below can drop. Let me try to explain the difference. Every item in Diablo has an item class. You have different types of swords, different types of axes, different types of armors and helmets and shoes and gloves. And in World of Warcraft, if you kill like Lord Kazakh, the big giant demon that drops like 3 or 4 epic items every time you kill him, he's got a list of like 10 items that could drop. Those 10... The 3 epic items he drops is going to be 3 out of those 10 or 12 or whatever, how many items that he drops. He's going to drop a few blues and he's going to drop a certain amount of gold, and you're guaranteed that's what he's going to drop because it's all set up that way. If you kill Diablo in the game Diablo, he could drop fucking anything. You have no idea. Be a sword, an axe, a helmet, a piece of armor. Could be a unique piece of armor, could be a rare, could be green, or you don't know. And you can affect the amount of things that he's going to drop, or the items that he's going to drop, by wearing magic find gear. Now this gear gives you a better percentage of finding unique or rare. Now the unique and rare in Diablo is kind of a misnomer, because what they call a rare item has a gold text on it, and this says uniquely generated item stats. Every time one of them drop, it'll say like a certain amount of life leech or mana leech or extra armor or light radius or whatever kind of stat it's going to have. It just randomly generates it. Those are actually truly what you would call a unique item. You don't have any that are the same, exactly the same. But what they call uniques in the game are actually rare because they're all exactly the same. There are a few differences in some of the items. For example, if you get Tyrael's Might armor, it says here you get like a plus 120 to 150% enhanced defense, plus 50 to 100% damage to demons, plus 20 to 30 strength. And these numbers that are variable, they can vary, but all the stats are the same on every Tyrael's Might armor that you get. But if you get like a rare Sacred Armor, which is the same armor class as this, you might not even have any percent damage to demons. You might not even have any plus resistances. It could be totally different stats. So rares are actually unique, and unique are actually rares. But either way, it's fun to get them. It's fun to see gold items drop. I remember when the unique Shaco that all the mages want to have dropped, and I was in Hell Cow level, and everybody just ran towards it, and I was right there next to it, so I just clicked it and got it, and it was great. But that's what's exciting about it, is that stuff just drops and you get to pick it up. In World of Warcraft, you kill something, if you're in a party with a bunch of people, that party is the only one that gets to loot it. If somebody comes by and sees it, they can't pick anything up off of it. It doesn't drop like that. You just have a list and you get to distribute it around to whoever rolls the highest, or you just have to decide amongst yourselves. Now in Diablo, it's not as fair as World of Warcraft, but it is more fun because there's all these different situations that can happen because it's like reality. Stuff just drops and you have to race for it and click, and whoever has the fastest computer is most likely going to win. Yeah, Hell Cows, that's like a secret level that you open up, and it's packed full of walking cows with polearms, giant halberds that will slice you in half. They're very strong if you're not tough enough to like stay away from them, and you got to group them up and wipe them out with some kind of big area effect blizzard or a frost nova type spell. But they drop a shit ton of items, and it's just fun to just go through them and plow through them and try to get all these good items to drop. Now the thing that's really fun about Diablo is being sneaky. Like in World of Warcraft, everybody's on the same world and you can just wander around and run into people. In Diablo, you get to make your own games, and each game can only have 8 people. And if you want to have the most items dropping off of the things you kill, which is going to make the game harder, but you're going to get more items, so it's kind of more efficient to play like that. You want to get in a game that has 8 people in it. So you want to find a game that has 7 people and try to get into that game. Now what amazed me was that, like, there's an area in Act 1, there's 5 different acts in the game, and each act has about 10 different waypoints, different sections. Some sections don't even have waypoints, so there's like 50, 60, 70 something different areas in the game. Now this one particular area, it was released this information that it has a higher chance of dropping magical items, so everybody would try to get there. And you would go to a game, you'd want 8 people in the game to have a better drop rate. You'd find the game has 7 people in it, you would join it. And the game could have been made like a minute ago. It could be only have been existing for like a minute. And you would run to the pit, try to find the stairs to get down to level 2, because that's where the good area was, where the unique monsters that dropped this stuff was at. And there'd already be somebody there. Or like on the way to the stairs, a sorceress would just start teleporting past you. Like, what the hell? Some sorceress just passed me up. Everybody's going to the pit. There's a group that is going to be like trying to kill Bale. Like, that's what you do. You'd find a game that's called Bale Runs 07, or people that make these repeat games have 8 people in them just trying to kill Bale. And you would get into those, and you'd go to Act 1 to the pit and try to get to these monsters that drop the good stuff. There'd already be somebody there half the time. So you'd be sneaky like that. And also, since there's 8 people, if you were strong enough, like you had a good sorceress or something that could wipe out those Hell Cows, with 8 people in the game, as tough as that was, you could sneak off the Tristram and get Wert's leg, put it in the Herodric Cube with a Tome of Town portal, and make it a Hell Cows. But you would want to sneak down in the very bottom corner of the map, somewhere off the screen, so if somebody had their auto map up, they wouldn't see the portal on the map, and they wouldn't know that Hell Cows was going on. And you could have all the loot for yourself if you could kill those cows before they kill Bale. That's what I would do. I would make Hell Cows, and I would try to kill them all before everybody killed Bale and left the game. That way you'd still have 8 people in there. But sneaky stuff like that, that's what made the game fun. There's all different scenarios that you could just come up with that wasn't really part of how they designed the game, but because they designed the game realistically, you could realistically come up with stuff that's fun to do, just like in real life. You could also trick people into certain things. There are a couple of glitches in the game which it's not really fair, but like I lost a Stone of Jordan ring because of this one time, and it really sucked. But I'm glad that the game has the ability that you can like cheat people out of stuff, because it makes it more interesting. It's more realistic. Just like the real world, you can go out and get robbed tomorrow, but in most games like World of Warcraft, you can't actually get robbed out of your money unless you're an idiot. That's one thing that's it's kind of bad, but it's kind of good in the same way. Somehow they would get you to fill your inventory up while you're dead, so that when you clicked your corpse to get all your items back on, you're already wearing a bunch of crappy gear, so then your items have nowhere to go, so they just all fall out on the ground, all your good shit. People can pick those up and they can steal them. Now World of Warcraft, not only can you not do that, but you can't even trade items sometimes. If you've worn anything, it's soulbound to you. You can't even get rid of it. You can sell it for like 3 gold if it's worth like 200 fucking gold. It's just a waste. Like anything that you're tired of using, or it's secondhand, or you just have no use for it anymore, it's just a waste. It's gone. Unless you can disenchant it and get like a gem or something out of it, but they have to do that to keep the economy straight. Like gold is really worth something in Warcraft. Diablo, gold is pretty much worthless. It's easy to just go through a Hell Cows game and pick up gold that nobody wants. Just piles and piles of gold laying around. Nobody cares. Nobody could really like eBay gold on Diablo. They eBay characters that they've spent like a year making like a level 90 something guy. But gold is pretty much worthless unless you want to gamble with it.